Hello, Madam Halkar. Good afternoon. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. We'll wait for a few more minutes.
Ma'am, can you unmute?
Yeah, cannot hear.
Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Principal Madam, Professor Vrinda Borkar, Head of Department of Physics, Dr. Swati Pawar, our today's guest speaker, Mr. Dale Dias, special invitees, Madam Sucheta Halkar, faculty and participants who have joined for this webinar from the state of Goa, from Bangalore, and from London. I welcome you all for today's webinar on social media for good. I now request our Principal Madam to address the gathering.
Good afternoon all and welcome to Dhempe College Online for Social Media for Good, and that too delivered by our alumnus Mr. Dale Dias. We all know Dale Dias was very enthusiastic and a student who brought laurels to the college, and now he is being invited as the guest speaker. We all teachers are proud of you, Dale, with your all achievements, and especially the latest one, that is you are amongst the 50 special people from Goa. So, welcome to Dhempe College, Dale, also our colleague Sucheta Halkar, all the physics department. I appreciate the efforts taken by physics department for organizing this state level webinar, and I am also appreciating the students who have joined for this webinar. The topic chosen by you, Dale, is really good: social media for good. Social media is actually a tool in our hands, and always when there is a new tool in the hand, many a times it has been used for bad. Right from the beginning, you can say when metal was discovered, they used it for killing the animals and people. Then later, even during the Stone Age, they used the same thing. It went on in the same way. When chemistry was in progress, we had RDX. So first use is always bad. Any tool if you consider. Atomic energy, when it was invented, various types of things, the first thing was putting a bomb. Later, we have developed in tapping this nuclear energy for power and many other things. So similarly, now we have a tool which is social media, and definitely we should use it for good. We should use it for betterment of human life and also science, progress, then making awareness programs and many more things rather than using it for bad. So a very good topic, I would say, Dale, because that is the thing always I worry about the social media, because the good it is, the bad also it is. Plus there is AI helping it. So with AI, many a times, many unwanted things happen. So I hope you focus on various aspects of this social media and how it can be used for good purpose. So once again, thanks for joining us. Otherwise, we would have been very happy to invite you back on the campus. Also, I appreciate the effort taken by Physics Department in organizing this webinar. Thanks all for joining, and let us listen to Dale.
Thank you, ma'am. Social media has huge influential in today's time. It has tremendous impact in shaping public opinion, creating social awareness, and influencing young minds. And the proper usage of such media, that is the social media, can really benefit the society, as abruptly shown by our today's guest speaker, Mr. Dale Dias. Now I call upon Dr. Swati Pawar to introduce guest speaker.
Thank you, Mishkil, and thank you, our principal madam, for her encouraging words. A very, very warm welcome to all of you, and good afternoon. It is my proud privilege to introduce a very talented and creative alumnus of Dhempe College of Arts and Science, Mr. Dale Dias. Dale completed his BSc Physics from Dhempe College and MSc Physics from Goa University. Currently, he is teaching in GVM's SNJA Higher Secondary School in Ponda. I'm very happy to tell you, he is recognized by Goan Insider as one of the 50 most influential people of 2021. He is a founder of the Goan Pav, one of the most trending meme pages of Goa, with over 34,000 followers. This page also aims at creating awareness and sharing announcements pertaining to Goa. The page regularly puts up adoption posts to help dogs and cats to find homes and creates awareness about fundraising campaigns to help people who need financial help in medical treatments. Through financial help from his followers, Dale managed to collaborate with NGO Sparsh and distributed sanitary pads to girls in Goa and Assam during the COVID-19 lockdown. Once again, warm welcome to Dale for today's webinar, and I request Dale to start his presentation. Over to Dale.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Mishkil, Ma'am Swati, and Ma'am Rinda for the kind words and for inviting me here today. It feels very, very good to be back home, although virtually, but it feels so nice, and it is a privilege and an honor to come back to the institution that I have so many memories with. Uh, so I think without further ado, I'll begin my presentation. I hope I didn't spoil the siesta time that we have usually of sleeping in the afternoon. So I'll just share my screen, and if you can see the screen, just let me know. All right. Hi. So is the screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
All right. So the topic for today is social media for good. And I had thought of a completely different introduction, but the moment Ma'am Brinda said that social media is a tool and it can be used for good and it can be used for bad, uh, something came to mind, something that I watched maybe a few weeks ago. They said social media is a tool, but making it into a weapon is in the hands of the person who's using it. Often we see how a lot of bad things have been spread through social media. But I think it is our duty as citizens of this nation to make good use of the tools we have at our hands. So let's get straight into the presentation. Okay, so my name is Dale Dias, and I live in Santa Cruz. And I studied at Don Bosco High School, Panjim, completed my BSc in Physics here at Dhempe College of Arts and Science. I went on to do my Masters in Physics at Goa University. And just recently, I did my Bachelor's in Education at Nirmala Institute of Education. I'm currently teaching at GVM's High Secondary. I'm a physics teacher there. A little bit about my life at Dhempe College. I was very active in my Dhempe days, right from the first year until the last year of college. Uh, the second year was a good year for me. I was the UFR. A lot of memories in college. In the third year, I was the sports secretary, the assistant sports secretary, and the sports secretary of the science faculty. And that was the year in 2017 that we organized an event called Ebullience 1.0. It was a mammoth event that year, and around 24 colleges participated for that event. So that was a good memory back then. When I was in the third year, a small instance that I would like to share with you all. Just before third year began in college, I got chicken pox as well as dengue together at the same time. And third year being a very important year began on a sad note, and I was very worried. So I wasn't able to join college at the start, but soon after a few days, I was able to join. But the support that I got from the principal and the department was tremendous. They made sure that they helped me make up for what I missed in class. They helped me in preparing notes and preparing for the exams. I remember everyone would regularly ask me if I ate, what did I eat today, whether I'm eating well, and whether I'm taking care of myself. So they really made me feel like home, and I felt quite safe. And even though third year began on a sad note, I managed to clear my physics with a distinction during the third year. So that was about my life at Dhempe College. This was a picture of Ebullience. But I'm not here today to talk about myself in person, but I'm here to talk about something called as the Goan Pao. I am not sure whether you've heard of this, but the Goan Pao is a page. It is a page on various social media handles. And the last time I checked, that is today morning, we have around 34,000 followers on Instagram. So talking about the Goan Power family, I started the page back in 2018 when I was in the second year of my master's in physics. Ma'am, can you hear me clearly? Is my voice clear or is it faint or anything? I just need to confirm. If anyone could
Just now
confirm.
it broke, otherwise it is clear.
Okay. So it's clear right now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So in 2018, in my second year of masters in physics, I decided to start a page. I had the audacity of doing this at such a crucial stage in my studying life. So since then, up until today, we have 34,000 followers on Instagram, 20,000 plus followers on Facebook, and 800 plus followers on Twitter. This might not be a very big number to some, but to me it is a huge number because of the hard work that has been put uh, in uh, in doing this. Just uh, in making the audience that we have today. So you might probably thinking, what is it that we do at the Goan Power? You're probably thinking we are some baking company where we make bread every day and sell it to people. But to be honest, that's not what we do here. Uh, so what we actually do is this. I hope you all can see my screen, right? Yeah.
It's visible.
Okay. So we make memes, we make posts for pet adoptions, we do promotions as well as create promotions, we raise awareness, we organize cleanup drives, fundraisers, we put up updates regarding various situations that happen in Goa. And about the fundraiser, we organize fundraisers for various things, such as if a person is in dire need of financial help for medical bills, if we need fundraisers for a campaign, if we sometimes, and most of the times, we organize fundraisers for animal shelters who rescue dogs, and sometimes animals on the road are hit by vehicles and they need operations and x-ray scans, and usually the bills for this need to be paid and they need to be paid by someone. So we raise fundraisers for this as well. We organize giveaways and also campaigns. But the Goan Pound is known for one thing, importantly one thing, and that is the memes that we make. Okay, so I will share a few of the memes that we've created. But before I do that, I'll just point out the three things that I believe is important and I have stuck to in my journey with the Goan Pound. The first is that every post that we make, we try to see that it is aesthetically pleasing. I try to. Sometimes in a hurry, I don't get the chance to make the tweaks that I want. The next is the language. Now, when I say language, I refer to uh, the, to keep aside the vulgarity in the language, and also to make sure that I am grammatically correct, whether it is in English or in Konkani. Not that I am a language scholar, but I try to make sure that everything I say is grammatically correct. And the third thing is that a lot of research goes into what we post to make sure that everything we post is accurate. So three pillars that I would say that goes into the content of our page is aesthetics, language, and accuracy. Now let's quickly head on to the memes that I've made over the years and the various issues that they may have highlighted in due course of time. This meme was it spoke about the bad condition of the roads in the Panjim area. The next one spoke about the bad drainage that we had seen at Bamulim. You can see a person rowing a kayak there and a car that is drowning. This spoke about the electricity department and uh, and you can say the inaccuracy of the work that they do. And this just talks about society in general. So if you might have noticed, behind the message, behind the humor is a message. Behind every post that we make. This is because I believe that humor is a very powerful tool for people to remember that what is being spoken about. Often we talk about things, but people don't retain this message, and so tools such as humor and other multimedia tools usually help in retaining the message that is one that we intend to bring about or spread. This spoke about the Save Mole campaign that happened back in 2020, wherein our forests were in danger. This one as well. And if you've been following the Goan Path since the very inception, you probably know that we have not held back in making our feelings known or standing up to the government or any authority that is not working towards the welfare of the people. We also put up posts about mental health. This was one that we put up, I think, on World Mental Health Day. So it's basically a checklist of how to make sure your mental health is in good shape. Back during Christmas, we created a Google form, and I shared it. And people who own small businesses were asked to uh, register their business, whether they bake cakes or whether they make, candles or any other accessories. And we helped share this business during the Christmas season. We've also done this during Diwali and Ganesh Chaturthi, wherein a lot of local artisans make handmade products, and these people need a lot of exposure. So we've helped do this as well. So these are just the first two slides of the entire post. I wasn't able to add the rest of the slides, but the rest of the slides were basically the names of the businesses and the details of them. We also put up informative posts. This was about the statue that we usually see in Panjim. It was about Abe Faria. And a lot of people who pass by through this probably don't know what the statue is about and who it is about. So we've started this series wherein we put up various informative posts about the various statues or monuments that are there in Goa. Around a year back, we started a series called Temples of Goa, and wherein we posted pictures of the various temples across Goa and a little bit of information about each temple as well. We also put up posts about awareness and adoption campaigns. The one that you see here, it speaks about how people destroy a location when they go there and they litter the place. There's a post about this post that you can see on the right hand side about the puppies. It's a regular post that goes on the page where we share adoption posts for animals who may need home. Okay, the next one here. So as much as I criticize or probably speak against or probably we talk about the injustice that may be carried out, I believe that it is very important to share the various good things that the government is doing for the people, because all the schemes that are rolled out by the government and all the initiatives that the government is
Hello?
doing.
Hello, Dale,
Yes.
your voice is breaking.
Okay,
Voice
okay,
is
one second. Is it clear now? Uh, hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
No, still it is same.
Okay, one second. Am I clear now, or it's still cracking in the middle.
No, it's not that clear.
Not clear.
It's not clear. Okay, I'll just change the input. Am I clear now, ma'am? Or I think it's the
Yes,
network.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right, great. I'm clear, right? I can continue? Or should
Yes,
I?
yes.
Okay. Sharing my screen once again. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. I will just shift. I will just go to my web browser and I can just take you all through the post that we put up on the Go and Pound so that you know what happens on the page. Can you all see my web browser right now?
Visible.
Yes, I'll just have a sip of water. All right, so this is the post that I was talking about. This was an initiative by the government to help small businesses small businesses flourish, and so they created a web portal called goabazaar.com. So we created a post that spoke about the page and spoke about the portal and about the various products that are available to the people. We spoke about how you can order your things and who is benefiting from this and all the other information, because to be honest, whatever schemes are rolled out by the government, it is for our own good, right? And if we don't know about these schemes, there's simply no point about it. So I make sure to share posts like these that talk about various things that the government is doing for us. This is another one that was rolled out by the Panjim municipality, wherein you could go and drop off the garbage or the waste that you have at home, and in turn you could get money for the waste uh, that you are disposing of there. It was at a plant, and this was organized by the municipality of Panjim. I usually don't back off from posting stuff wherein injustice is caused, and this was one instance wherein youngsters went and cleaned up a beach, and but the credit was taken by someone else, and these youngsters came to me and they told me about this. So I thought there's something needs to be done about it, and so I put up a post talking about how these children helped clean up a beach and did good for the society. Then this was about World Environment Day and the various things that you can do to help your environment, and the various other things that you can do as well. Small things that you can do, which I put up, and people could copy these or give in their own solutions as well. This was a very important post because of the injustice and because of the bad things that were going on at a beach very close by to the college. It was carried out by a hotel, and it needed to be brought to light. And so I put up a post about the situation right there, and the various people who are helping out to stop this thing that is happening at the beach. So if you can see, I've tried to make use of the platform so that people can benefit from what is happening. People can know what is happening across the state. This post, I just posted it recently. This was for people to know how to get a rider's license in Goa. So a lot of people liked this post because they could now apply for a rider's license. So similarly, there's a lot of things that we post on the page that is helpful to the audience. So we started off as a meme page, but we've now moved on to probably everything. We post everything right from informatives and fundraisers and campaigns and memes and shows and everything. Uh, And I've got and from the list of followers that we are followed by a lot of big celebrities as well, like Vivian Devine from Gully Boy, Ritviz, and a lot more people. And a lot of these people have shown their support to the work that we do. This was one of my creative that we did via graphic design. This was during the time when a lot of places in Goa were submerged, and so we made this creative. And the next one that I'm going to show you all is probably one of my favorite ones. This was during the time when a lot of uh, a lot of cases were going on in Goa regarding you know, girls and the various atrocities that girls are facing. And so I made a post, and this is the creative that we made for it. So it's like a folder that is called Goa, and the option for it is to save Goa. So a lot of effort goes into making posts like these, because you need time, you need ideas, you need concepts, and you need to have skills to carry out the design process for this. I've had to sometimes work with graphic design agencies who've volunteered to work for me, who volunteered to work for the page for free without taking any money. And I've made it a point to be able to learn graphic design so I can make posts like these. So let's get into how do I use my platform for the right cause. I will probably go into a little bit detail to help you all understand what I do and how I do it. But a very important question before that is, why should I use my platform for the right cause? And a very simple answer for that would be given by Chris Hemsworth or Thor, because that's what heroes do, right? Making good use of the tools that you have. So, social media is a very, very powerful tool. And I realized that the moment I stepped into the world of social media, because you could do a lot with just a laptop or a phone, a smartphone at your hand, and with some internet. Social media can help you sell a product, it can help you gain an audience, it can help you connect with people, and it can also help you promote an event. These are just few of the things that social media helps you to do. And these are just, you could say, a few of the tools that social media provides you to use in expanding your reach. So during the COVID-19 pandemic back in 2020, I collaborated with an NGO called Sparsh, which consequently is the brainchild of one of Dhempe College's ex-students, Trupti Mai Das. She handles this NGO called Sparsh. So we collaborated with them, and we were able to distribute sanitary pads to girls across Goa, because they didn't have access to shops and pharmacies due to the lockdown. But we didn't stop just at Goa. We managed to distribute sanitary pads to people in Assam. And why Assam? Because Assam was under lockdown and also struck by floods. So with the help of Sparsh, we managed to distribute sanitary pads there as well. So this is how collaboration works. You collaborate with people and you get things done which you wouldn't be able to do by yourself. So that's what I just spoke about, collaborate. It is very important, because you might think that you will be able to get things done on your own, but an extra hand or two will really help get the work done faster. So collaborate with like-minded people who want to bring about a change. I have collaborated with various other NGOs and animal shelters and organizations and institutions to create a lot of awareness and carry out a lot of campaigns as well. The one I just spoke about was with Sparsh, and we've also collaborated with other organizations. A very important thing is to raise your voice. You can use your social media, whether it has 100 followers, whether it has 200 followers or 10,000 or whatever the number. You can create waves by a simple ripple, and one person might not be able to do a difference, or one person may be able to do a difference, but many like-minded people will be able to make a greater difference at the same time. So what you can do, get in touch with political figures and authorities to solve a social issue. You can get in touch with your panchayat, your sarpanch, your ward members, your councillors to clear off a dump zone that is there near your house or in the vicinity. You can clear that area. You can improve the condition of the roads. You can help. You can let people know, or let authorities know about the absence of street lights on the roads or anything else. The next one was very much implemented during the Save Mole campaign, wherein people and youngsters, especially youngsters, sent emails to organizations and the ministry at the center to help out in campaigns and bring a stop to the various projects that were going on. And finally, make sure that you question the media, the government officials, and people with power, because quite often than we notice, a lot of this power is misused. So it is in our hands to make sure that we question people. How can you help out now? If we know we are in the middle of a pandemic, and right now cases are surging, so it would be best if we start sharing resources and information about various things such as COVID resources, COVID-19 resources that we can use to curb COVID, testing centers, then availability of medicines and doctors and various other help that we might need. We know that elections are coming around, so we can make people aware about their right to vote. A lot of times youngsters also believe that voting doesn't create a difference, but if we talk about change and we don't want to do anything about change, then it's really pointless talking about change if we don't put a foot forward. So make people aware about their right to vote, and they may be able to exercise this right. Post regular updates, like updates about curfew in Goa, updates about code of conduct, updates about anything that happens. People begin to know that if you have a page or if you have a profile, people begin to realize that, okay, this page or this profile posts a lot of information that is helpful to us on a regular basis. So make sure you do things in the welfare of the people. And finally, fact check. This is so important because we usually receive forwards on WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram, and many a times these forwards are created without proper research and without any thought. So it is up to us to fact check and to check whether the information here is actually valid and if there is any truth behind it. Information needs to be given about everything about that we see. We need to know about the source around us. We can blame the authorities only up until a certain level, but if we are not being responsible for what is happening around us, we are really not being proper citizens of this nation. So make sure that whatever you post on social media is something that encourages people to be responsible. It encourages people to be active in decision making, active in any activities that go on in society. So try being, if you want to be a social media person, a person who creates things on social media, make sure that you put it to good use. When I was, as you all might know, I was included in the 50 most influential people of 2021, and the article spoke about all the work that the Goan Power has done for society. So I think it's so important to be influential for the right cause. In today's day, we see a lot of social media influencers who aren't influencing for the right cause. They are just promoting their own brands or promoting their own images. So it's important to be influential for doing good, and you don't have to be a big influencer. You just have to be a person who wants to do good and who wants to make a good impact in society with the little that you have. So this was the post that I shared. This was I was supposed to speak about it, but I spoke about it in the beginning. Uh, so Dhempe College is one institution that is full of talented people. I realized that during my time at Dhempe, and we had sports persons, we have people who are smart, people who are good in arts, people who are good in science, people who are musicians, people who can write, people whose sword is the pen, people who are good in filmmaking and photography. So make sure that your talent does the talking. You can create content on your social media handles that really brings out your talent, but at the same time puts in a message about doing good. So you can make songs, you can make cinema, you can make films, you can make you can write poems, articles, and whatnot through the talent that you have. Build a team. It's so important to build a team sometimes to carry out any project. uh, I remember when I started the page, I asked two of my friends, Satyam Chodankar and Kishan Jaiswal, to help me out in the page, and they, without any hesitation, they helped me out. And back when I organized the cleanup drive, I put up a post on the page, and we expected people to come and help us out. So two of us, me and my friend Satyam, we organized the drive, and we asked people to join us. On the day of the cleanup drive, I'd like you to guess how many of us came. It was just two of us for the cleanup drive, just the two of us who organized it. So it was quite depressing at that time, and quite sad that people didn't want to step forward and make a change. So, nevertheless, the two of us cleaned the place. We cleaned a beach, and we disposed of the garbage properly. But the next time we organized the cleanup drive, 10 people showed up for it, and we were so glad. It was headed by my friends, and it was quite a success. So I think good things take time, and you'll not see success right at the start. You will see small numbers at the start, but as you give in your effort, people come forward. When we organized the sanitary pads distribution, we needed money to buy these sanitary pads, and so we had set up a goal of around, I think, 15,000, wherein we asked our followers to help us out in the money. I thought this would take around like a week to raise the 15,000. To my surprise, it took us less than 24 hours, and we crossed the 15,000 mark any without any pressure, and it was a easy task. So a team makes things easier, and like I said, you can learn from each other, and you can combine your ideas and goals. So sometimes when I I need help, I ask my friends to help out. They help me out with ideas. They help me out with the logistics, with working out, with gathering resources. If I need any other kinds of advice, they help me out with that as well. Sometimes you might just need to talk it out or listen to what your audience has to say. Sometimes they might want to talk to you about something, and you might just need to be there for people or your team. So it's always important to listen to what people have to say about themselves and about you in general. So when you have a team, that makes everything easier. So this works as well when you collaborate with other like-minded people. Another important thing that you will have to remember in this journey of social media is that you will always have your critics. I have faced numerous instances wherein I spoke up for certain issues, and I've had people who criticized my opinion, and things have also gotten out of hand, and sometimes it gets to your head. But I think this is all part of the journey. If you don't have critics, then you're probably doing the wrong thing. Sometimes if you support an opinion, you'll have people who are against that opinion, and sometimes if you are against an opinion, you'll have people who support that opinion. So it's not really easy to please every section of the society, but maybe it is, and yes, it is a task. But I always try to make sure that I don't cross the line and I do the right thing according to my conscience. So yeah, critics are always there. Just make sure that it doesn't bother you. But sometimes it is very important to introspect and know if maybe they are right, or if maybe you need to bring about a change in the way you work. So there's always something to learn from everything and from everyone. So I'm reaching the end of the presentation. So I'll just talk about how you can go about an idea that you have. Let's take an example. Let's say you want to. There's a road in your village which has no street lights, so it is a nuisance to people who travel on that road during the night time. So through your social media platform, you want to create awareness and you want to get in touch with the authorities. So you think of an idea, you think about what you want to do and what needs to be done. You research on that idea. So you think about who you need to get in touch with, the authorities, the panchayat or the municipal council or whoever. You create a time frame. You talk to them, you create a time frame of when you want to get these things done, the time that it will require. You get behind the people who will work towards executing this goal. So you be an active participant and you make people active participants in working towards this, and finally you achieve that goal. So 5 things that you have to remember: think, study, track, execute, and achieve. All right. uh, and I would like to conclude this presentation with a quote from probably one of India's greatest youth icon. And we recently just celebrated National Youth Day in remembrance of this youth icon. And the quote from him says, "Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached," by Swami Vivekananda. Thank you, everyone.
Any questions?
I hope I didn't stretch this too long, but if you all have any questions regarding what I just presented, feel free to ask me. You can ask me about if you have any doubts about how you can start your own thing, or any hurdles that you might face.
By the time the participant think about the question, I will request Dr. Murthy to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Miskil. And yes, a very good afternoon to all the participants of this very wonderful webinar by wonderful listening to Dale after quite a long time. And yeah, and it's also a pleasure to if not in person, visually is also a pleasure. Uh, the idea of such a wonderful topic by Dale, is to be commended, because yes, social media can be for a good cause. Social media can also be for a bad cause, right? And it was very impressive, when I happened to just pop up on a news item a couple of days ago, which said, with the heading Goa's 50 most influential people. And I said, okay, I was inquisitive to know who these 50 people in Goa. And that's when, when I was browsing to the page, and then I said, oh God, here is somebody very familiar. And there it popped up, with Dale's image on the page. And then I was so thrilled, to see Dale's name around there. And then, it was wonderful, because the association, with a student like Dale, has been, a fabulous 3 years that we had with him, at Dhempe. And I'm pretty sure he also enjoyed those 3 years to the best that he could, because he was an all-rounder. He was an all-rounder in everything that we had at Dhempe. And when I began to browse through the web page, and that's when I came to know about, the small thing called the Goan Pao. I was wondering, okay, for a moment I thought, okay, Goan Pao, and then as Dale said, yes, Goan Pao, and then it took me back to the bakery. And then that's when I began to read, a few things about the Goan Pao, and then realized, oh God, here is Dale, who's doing such a wonderful, he's doing such a wonderful thing, to the society. And that's when I began sharing it with my colleagues. And the first person I told was Dr. Miskin, and she was equally thrilled. And then she said, yes, yeah, we need to get in touch with him, and we need to see, if we get to know more about what this Goan Pao is all about. And that's how this idea came up, through Dr. Miskil, that okay, let's invite Dale for a small webinar, on his page called the Goan Pao. Very beautifully presented, Dale, exceptionally good, lovely ideas. It's very important. I always believe, it's always very important to get the message, get the message around, and message around for, for a social thought, because many of the times, social media can be good and can be bad, and we all know very well, how much social media has taken over our lives, so much so that social media is no longer, a fancy term nowadays. Okay, it has become a necessity for us, right? And especially when you have calamities like Dale, showed us, how well the Goan Pao, was supporting people in terms of, when the pandemic was around. And so much so that I was pretty impressed. I wasn't aware of this, but I was pretty impressed that, your page has been able to connect with people in Assam, and it's commendable that you've been able to do such a wonderful job, in the state of Assam too. Hats off to you and your group. Yes, a couple of students that are associated with you, I'm just beginning to get their names now. You did mention one of them, and yes, he was also a student, I remember. Jaiswal, yeah, he was a physics student too. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice that the youth of today, like you, are getting to do something so good for the for the society, right, Dale? Fantastic presentation, and lovely hearing to you. Right, so let's see if there are any questions from anybody, waiting for you in the chat box.
Thank you so much, sir, for the kind words. Feels really good to hear words of encouragement and praise from you. Really, really glad to be here. And yeah, thank you for the praise. So
Dale, you have
I
a
have a
question?
question here in the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So, what is the contribution of the Goan power to the field of education? Uh, so, personally, I am a teacher right now, but other than that, recently there was. Let me see if it's on this. Okay, recently there was an initiative by the government which spoke about bringing coding to schools. Okay, I had also posted about this. I don't think it is. I'll have to scroll right down on my page, but it was about bringing coding to schools so that so that students can learn about coding and robotics. Now, and so I collaborated and I spoke with the people at the department, and I made up a post and I shared links about how students can enroll themselves for these coding classes uh, and robotics classes. So basically, this is a feature of something that we call as STEM or STEAM education. I think most of you all might be knowing what that is. So STEAM is basically science, technology, education, arts, and mathematics. So I helped raise awareness about how students can enroll themselves for learning robotics and coding, because this brings about things such as collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and I'm not getting the communication skills among students. So that was, I think, one of the contribution of the Goan Pound to the field of education. And I usually share websites that I find, so when I create my lessons during my teaching, when I have to prepare for a lesson, I come across various sites such as MOOCs and Swayam and other various open sources. So I make sure that I just put links of these on my stories for other students to join in, and so that they can make use of these resources. Yes.
Any more questions?
Yeah, Dale, just one suggestion for you, right? You have, you have your Facebook page, and then you have the Goan Pow, okay, and then you have your Twitter handle, right? Is there something
Yes,
that you're
sir.
doing on blogging too, or do you have a blog of the same?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
It's just these social media handles,
Okay.
and I haven't really thought about blogging really. I never really got into that field, so it's just
Okay. Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Chetan has raised his hand.
Yes.
Oh, he left.
Nice to see Ma'am Alkar here as well.
Yeah. We
Any other
congratulate you,
questions?
Dale, for the social work, what you are doing, and the social work what you have started with, and using such an innovative way. You are using the social media, and that also at such a young age. We really congratulate you. And any support if you require from our side, you are always welcome. So I request
Yes,
Kapil
ma'am. Thank you.
to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Madam Muskil. Good afternoon, each and everyone present here. It is an honor for me to get the opportunity. My voice is audible? Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, each and everyone present here. It is an honor for me to get the opportunity to propose the votes of thanks on the behalf of the Physics Department, Dhempe Charity Trust, Dhempe College of Arts and Science, Miramar, Goa. We extend our gratitude to our guest speaker, Mr. Dale Dias, faculty from GBM, SNJA, Higher Secondary, Ponda, Goa, recognized by Goan Insider as one of the 50th most influential people of 2021. Thank you, Mr. Dale, for inspiring and encouraging us with your wise word on the topic, social media for good. Further, we express our sincere thanks to our management and principal Professor Dr. Vinda Borkar for their constant support and encouragement. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Swati Pawar, Head of the Physics Department, for her kind support and Dr. Mishkil Naik for organizing this webinar. And special thanks to our invitee, Madam Suchita Halkar. Thank you each and everyone once again for participating in this webinar and making it successful. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone for joining in. I hope I was able to share something valuable to you all.
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
thanks, Dale. It was a
Thanks,
beautiful
Dale.
presentation. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Really,
Thanks, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Bye, Dale. See you. Thank you.
Feedback
Bye, sir.
link
See
is
you all.
shared.
yeah. Feedback link I'll share. Participant, please fill the feedback form. After filling the feedback form, you will receive the certificate. I've shared the feedback form. Thank you, Dale.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'll leave the meeting now then.
Yeah.